All right, today we are diving deep into the Analects of Confucius. Now, this is a collection of ideas so powerful they've been shaping minds and societies for over 2,000 years. So, let's get into what makes them so timeless.
You know, the very first line of the book completely reframes the whole idea of self-improvement. It says that learning isn't a chore, right? It's a source of deep, genuine joy. This isn't just about cramming facts, it's about that feeling of satisfaction when you actually get to use what you've learned. It's such a powerful way to start things off.
So yeah, this is way bigger than just acing a test. The Analects is laying out a practical blueprint for how to build a life of integrity. But with a goal that huge, you have to ask, where in the world do you even begin?
Well, according to the Analects, becoming a good person doesn't just happen by accident. It's a process, like growing a plant, and it has to start somewhere really specific, at the very root of who we are. The text asks this exact question. If you want to build a good life, what's the foundation? What's that very first, most essential piece you have to put in place? The answer it gives is surprisingly simple and honestly pretty profound.
I mean, what a powerful metaphor, right? Goodness, or what the text calls benevolence, is like a tree. You're never going to get strong branches and healthy leaves if you don't have a solid root system. And what is that root? It's not some big, abstract philosophical concept. No, it's how you treat the people who are closest to you, your family.
So these two ideas, Shao Ti, are the absolute bedrock of morality in this way of thinking. And the logic is really simple, but it hits hard. If you can't show respect and loyalty to your own parents and siblings, how can you possibly extend true goodness, or what's called Ren, to the rest of the world? It all has to start at home. And this right here, this draws a very clear line in the sand. The Analects is really suspicious of people who are just smooth talkers, people who have this kind of superficial charm. It's arguing that real goodness, that ultimate virtue of Ren, isn't about how you look or what you say. It's a genuine quality that has to grow from that deep root of family respect. It's all about substance over style.
Okay, so if family respect is the root, how do you take care of the rest of the tree? Well, the Analect says it takes work, daily, intentional work. And this is where we get to the idea of a gentleman's daily work.
One of Confucius's main disciples, Zhengzi, gives us this incredibly practical checklist. You can almost think of it as an ancient form of a daily mindfulness practice. It's not some vague goal. It's a concrete way to check in with yourself every single day and hold yourself accountable.
This comparison really lays out the different value systems at play. It shows the priorities of what the text calls a junzi, which you can think of as a gentleman or a noble person. While most people might be chasing comfort, a full stomach, the junzi is focused on something else entirely, acting with integrity, speaking carefully, and always seeking to learn from people of principle.
And of course, all this internal work, this daily reflection, naturally starts to shape how you act out in the world. Your inner state really does dictate your outer behavior.
So the text gives us this really clear set of standards. It's about carrying yourself with a certain dignity, being sincere in everything you do, and recognizing that the people you surround yourself with will shape you. And maybe the most important one on this list, having the courage to admit when you're wrong and to actually fix it. Now that is a true sign of strength.
This is such a crucial point. Basically, forget about fame, forget about getting likes or followers. The real work is inside you. Focus on building your own character and your own ability to see the character, good or bad, in other people. That's where real wisdom is found.
And that brings us to this beautiful final idea. This whole journey of self-cultivation, it's not a project with a deadline. The Analect sees it as a lifelong craft, a process of constant, endless refinement.
This is a great question, right? A student asks Confucius about someone who manages to avoid the typical flaws of their position. You're poor, but you don't suck up. You're rich, but you're not a jerk. I mean, that sounds pretty good. Avoiding the bad stuff is a solid start.
But then Confucius, like any great teacher, pushes him to see a higher level. He says, look, it's not enough to just not be bad. The real goal is to actively be good, to be poor and still find a way to be joyful, to be rich and still be humble and love doing the right thing. It's a whole other level.
And this is that amazing aha moment that we've all had when we're learning something. It's when the student suddenly connects the teacher's lesson to a deeper truth he already knew, and everything just clicks into place.
This one line of poetry just captures the entire thing perfectly. It's not a passive process.
It's active, it's deliberate, it's a craft that you have to keep working at.
Just think about a sculptor with a raw piece of jade. It's not beautiful yet. They have to cut it, file it, carve it, and then polish it over and over. It takes incredible patience and dedication. And according to the Analects, that is exactly how we're supposed to be working on our own character, every single day for our entire lives.
And so, this ancient text leaves us with a very modern and very personal challenge. This whole journey doesn't start with some grand gesture. It starts with the smallest daily choices. So the question for all of us is, what part of your own character will you work on polishing today?